Hello, class. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are, wherever you are. And today we will be discussing on how you can actually use the sculpt tool to build different kinds of shapes or irregular objects. Okay, so for example, we're going to create an asteroid. This is going to be part of your class participation. So I suggest you just follow along this tutorial so that you can actually work on it. So what you need to do is we are going to create a new sphere. Okay. Okay. So this sphere, basically, when you're going to sculpt something, the best thing that you can do is to actually have a lot of vertices on it, because that will give us more resolution to work with. Especially that when you're sculpting something, you're going to be modifying a lot of properties regarding it. So, for example, this one, this is just a sphere normally, right? What we're going to do is we're going to go to edit mesh, and we're going to add divisions. Okay, so we're going to add two divisions to here. So as you can see here, it is very it has high resolution in regards to the vertices. Okay, so we will be going over some of the sculpting tools that you can use. So one of the basic one is the lift one, and what you can do is you can actually just go to mesh tools and actually click on the sculpting tool so that you'll be able to see here like the full list of the tools that you could use, such as, like, for example, the sculpt, smooth, relax, grab, pinch, flatten, foamy, spray, repeat, imprint, wax, scrape, fill, knife, smear, bulge, amplify, freeze. Okay, so we're going to use some of these tools, not all of them, so that you can actually create something like an asteroid. Okay, so we're going to use this one, this tool. This is the lift tool. So what you want to do is we press it once, and you can actually start modifying it a little bit. If you want to be able to see how the properties, just press on this one, and it will open up the sculpt tool settings here. You can increase the size, like like the one we did with the brush before, and then you can also try to increase the strength. What you can do, you can also press and hold on the B key on your keyboard, and then drag the mouse button or like your mouse so that you can increase or decrease the size of the selection. Okay, so we're going to create an asteroid because an asteroid is very uneven. So we're going to modify the entire surface to be a little bit different. Okay, it's going to be unsmooth, it's not going to be a circle anymore. Okay. Okay, so we're modifying this. We can also, just like I said, increase the strength. Hold the B key to increase the size of the selection or the brush. Okay, so as you can see here, it's already like uneven. So this is actually very good when you're trying to create asymmetric surfaces or asymmetric models. This is going to be helpful if you're going to create something like rocks or something. If you're going to, for example, create a 3D asteroids game. Okay. Okay. So as you can see here, the surface is already uneven, and you can continue to increase or decrease it. What you can do is you can actually hold on the control key to actually like reverse. So if we're doing normally is just pressing the left mouse button, we're actually like pulling it a little or lifting it. And if we hold on the control button, it's going to be something like the opposite of that. Okay, which is like uh, press it a little bit. Okay, pressing on the, yeah. So what we can do is we can try to make the strength smaller. We can also try to do something like center normal over the average normal. We can change some of it there. Since this is a irregular surface or irregular model, it's possible that we don't have to turn on the symmetry for this one. Okay, so we have here something like a rock. Okay. Okay, now let's try using different or other tools. So let's try going to the sculpting tools. we're going to do the smooth tool, this one, or control 2. Okay, so this is what this is going to do is it's going to smoothen the surfaces. So if it's too uneven for you, you can actually try to smoothen it a little bit using the smooth tool. And as you can see here, it's becoming smoother, right? And we can also press on the control key or hold on the control key, and it's also going to work on, yeah, smoothing it. Okay. Actually, I'm not sure if the control key does anything here in this mode. Okay. But in other modes, what it does is it's going to like do the opposite of what we selected it to do. Okay. Then what we could do is we can change. Like for example, we can do Control 3. So this is going to be the relax tool. So when you're stressed, just use the relax tool. Okay, and then you can actually try to do it. This is a little bit like smooth, but in this case, we're going to like make sure the vertices are a little bit more spread out, as you can see. So if we were to go to something like uh okay, so if we're going to go to select mode and we're going to press on vertices, when we actually try to do the what do you call this one again? The number 3, the relax tool, it's going to try to increase the size of the face. So I think that's what it does so that it can actually relax those vertices. Okay. Okay. So as you can see here, it's a little bit more relaxed now. Okay, let's try to move on to the next tool. This is going to be the grab tool. Okay, we're going to make the brush a little bit smaller. As you can see here, we are grabbing some parts of it. Okay, we can increase or decrease the strength. Okay, we can increase the size too so that we can like grab the object. I think it's a little bit too big. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Okay, as you can see here, it's a little bit like the lift tool, but in this case, we are like pinching it or grabbing it a little bit. Okay, and if we actually hold on the control key, what's going to happen is, okay, nothing's happening. But I know okay. It's like it's supposed to press it, do the reverse. So if I not hold on the control key and just left mouse click and drag, as you can see, it's going out, right? So if I hold on the control key, it seems like it's pressing it into the object back. Okay. Okay. So we are grabbing some points, distributing it not evenly. Okay. So if you actually get the hang of this tool, if you master it, you can actually sculpt faces and busts and stuff like that. Okay. Okay. Let's try moving on. So we can actually also do have the pinch tool, which is might be similar to the grab tool a bit. But in this case, it seems like it's like if we have like the other tool we used a while ago, which is the relax tool, this one seems to be making the vertices smaller. So as you can see here, it's like making, if you're pointing it here at the set of vertices or faces and edges, as you can see here, it seems like it's becoming a little bit smaller, right? And if we hold on to the control, it's going to do the opposite. Okay, as you can see here, it's sort of like increases the size of the vertices or the faces. So if you really want to make the vertices uneven, you can actually do that. Okay, once again, increase size, and then control, and then as you can see here, it's a little bit like expanding it, making it expand. If we're going to hold on to the control, making the vertices expand. Okay, moving on, we have the flatten tool, and the flatten tool actually just flattens stuff. So yeah, you can use it to flatten specific vertices or faces. Okay, so it's a little bit like the smooth tool, but in this case, there's a difference between averaging the vertices or smoothing it out. Smoothing it out just makes it a little bit like uniform, but this one, the flat tool actually like compresses it so that it becomes a little bit more flat. So if this is very uneven, this could be much greater or much better than the smooth tool in a way because you're able to like flatten this specific surface. So let's say I want to flatten this area. I can do that. Okay, as you can see, it's a little bit flatter now. So for example, I'm going to go back to the grab tool and I'm going to increase the strength and decrease the size. And I'm going to grab some, I'm going to grab it out. Okay. So as you can see here, it looks very, sharp, right? Because we grabbed it. So if we're going to go back to, sorry, we're going to go back to flatten mode or the flatten tool and increase the strength. Okay. So it seems that the flatten tool is unable to actually flatten these particular spikes. Let's try doing something else. Like, uh, let's do the opposite of the grab tool, holding control and then increasing the strength. Okay, but that's not doing anything. Okay. Okay, so I think I held on it a little bit and it went back just a bit. Okay. Okay, I see. So what happens with the grab tool, it actually just grabs onto particular vertices. So yeah, you can move it up a little bit. Okay. So like for you want to move this one, you can do it like that. So what actually can help you on in this is you can actually open up the orthographic views. In this way, you can actually like see the object in different uh, areas or in different perspectives. Okay. Yeah, so we can actually bring it back. Okay. So I'm going to try to remove those spikes because it's not good for the topology. So I'm just pressing Control Z multiple times. Okay. And now we're back. Okay. Flatten. We can actually do also the foamy tool, but let's try to make the strength smaller and increase the size. Oops. It's a little too big. Okay. So basically, what the foamy tool does is it tries to create something like Perlin noise. So it's creating some sort of texture that's a little bit uneven, like bubbles or cobblestone or stuff like that. Yeah. So makes it a little bit more uneven in a way. So we're going to increase the size. Sorry, I mean decrease the size. Okay. So if we're trying to do that, okay, what you notice here is although it is pinching a little bit, it's still creating some sort of a surface that's not very even, you know. Okay, it's not very even. It's asymmetric, and there's a possibility that it could be just a bunch of random vertices that are being pushed around. Okay, so once again, holding the B key to increase or decrease to make it a little bit more uneven. But if you wanna like make the foamy parts a little bit more visible, what you can do is you can make the brush smaller, but not too small. Maybe something like 0.02 or 0.03. Yeah. Okay. So it is creating a little bit more of those uneven surfaces. So a while ago, you noticed that without this foamy tool, although it was uneven, it didn't have like the texture that was, you know, like a rock. A little bit, it's less rocky. It was a little bit much smoother a while ago. Okay. But for now, because we use the foamy tool, you can see like a lot of it has been displaced, and some parts are have seem to be have been moved. Okay. Okay, let's try using the spray tool. Okay, so the spray tool, I think it's very powerful, or it's too much. Let's try to make the strength really low. Okay, so I think the spray tool, it does really randomize like the vertices. So this is really if you want to create like very complex. It's a little bit like the foamy tool, but in this way, it's somewhat spraying the vertices all over. You know. So you can create something like a very high poly count model, like a very high poly or high resolution rock. Like if you're creating like a space game or something, maybe you can use this. Okay, as you can see here, there's like completely messed up texture here. So an asteroid isn't really this, you know, this it's not really this kind of uneven. A part of it is still a little bit much smoother. But although we can say so for sure that it is uneven. So I'm going to try to smoothen it a little bit or maybe relax it. And I'm going to increase the brush. I switch to the relax tool. Okay. And as you can see here, by doing that, we are increasing we are leveling out the vertices again. Maybe not 100%, but a little bit, you know, just to make it a little bit uniform. Make sure this ensures our topology is still good while we are maintaining some uneven textures, you know. Yeah. Okay, don't forget to save. Control S. Okay. Okay, so this is a very interesting rock, it seems. Okay. So perhaps because this is an asteroid, let's say this is one of those very big asteroids. Let's try to make a way to create craters. So what we're going to do is like maybe let's go on to the grab tool, decrease the size and increase the strength. Okay, wait, sorry. If this is the grab tool, we're just moving around the vertices. Let's say I would like to create some craters in this. I think it would be much better if we use the sculpt tool and then hold the control button, to create like uh indents or yeah, and let's also try to increase the strength a little. Okay, as you can see here, yeah, we're creating some holes, but they're a little bit too exaggerated. So let's make it like half or smaller. And I'm holding the control to, okay, okay, it's a little bit too less. So increase the strength to 5, holding the control button. Okay, as you can see here, it's like creating the craters. Okay, so how is this ever useful? Well, this is very useful if, just like I said, you need to create uneven surfaces. Maybe if you're going to craft like a mountain or craft like something like a big rock or some assets or props may use that. And if you actually get used to this, you can actually create more than just rocks. You can create things like busts, heads, if you're very familiar with it. But it takes a little bit of time to get to know. So it may take some time for you to master this kind of thing in order to work on it. This is also very helpful if you're going to create like a level, like a level in a game. So what you can do is you can create like things like a mountain. You can make a mountain, you can create like a river area, a basin, patches of land that are a little bit, what do you call this? Depressed, depressed. Or let's say, when you're trying to have these kinds of different or uneven surfaces in those terrains, you can actually use this tool. Okay, so as you can see here, we are creating a whole lot of holes now. So let's try to make like a big hole. Oh, sorry. We just hold on to the control key. Okay, so as you can see here, like we are creating a big hole. Okay, pressing it down a little bit. Now it looks like a potato. And, a potato with very, very uneven potato with a lot of holes. Okay. Okay, so basically all you need to do is like to create an asteroid using the sculpt tools. So feel free to use whatever tools that you want to use. Just make sure that what we're trying to create is something like this, something uneven, by utilizing the different tools that we learned to use. Okay, I'm gonna use like the flatten tool. Going to hold B to increase and decrease the strength. Okay, so we're gonna make it a little bit, I think it's a little bit too much. Okay, let's make okay, yeah, so it's not totally okay, okay. It's still uneven, but at least its in unevenness is going to help the aesthetic a little bit better. Okay, okay, and again the foamy tool, increase the strength and a little bit of the size. Okay, add a little bit of the foamy parts. Yeah, oh, Okay, don't forget to save. So what happens is if it's the brush is too big for the foamy tool, everything sort of like expands, you know? Okay. So we can make this size smaller again, increase the strength a little bit, and hold control. Okay, as you can see here, we are making a little bit more of the uneven surfaces. Try to remove some of those sharp surfaces. But, you know, actually, asteroids do have uneven surfaces as well as sharp edges. But, I mean, for this project, it would be okay if it's not too much. All right. Maybe make the spike super smaller. Okay. All right. All right, lovely. So we have here our very own high resolution asteroid. It has some holes, it has a lot of uneven surfaces. And if we were to export this as an FBX file or an OBJ file, perhaps maybe we can actually import this into Unity and it could be something like an asteroid or a rock. Okay. So this will be your activity. All you need to do is create the sphere like we did a while ago. So to recap, go to you can press the create or you can actually go to the poly modeling tab. Okay, and then create a new sphere. Select the sphere. Oh, wait, sorry. Select this sphere, scale it up. What we need to do afterwards is we're going to add divisions. Make sure that divisions are 2. Okay, so that's high resolution. And then we are free to use the mesh tools and then go to sculpting tools. Okay, and then just like what we did a while ago, we can start modifying it. Increase the size, make the strength smaller. Okay, as you can see here, we're going to try to make it uneven again, but there are a whole lot more tools we can use to make it uneven. At least now we know that there are some tools that we can actually use to create uneven surfaces on a model. Okay, so ensure to finish this as soon as possible and pass this before Friday, before the midterm exam, so that you can just focus on the actual midterm project, which we will be discussing soon. Okay, so I guess that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something new today. Never stop learning and keep pursuing excellence, everybody. I'll see you on the next video.